So if you've ever owned a Fiero with a 2.8, and 9 times out of 10, you have the cracked powder coat that just flakes right off whenever you touch it. To get it repowder coated could cost you a few $100, let alone these bolts right here are very fragile and they can break really easily. So today I'm gonna be experimenting and I'm gonna try and liven this up with without taking it off or without doing any hard work at all. So I actually saw this in another Fiero YouTuber's video. Fiero 880 actually used this technique. And after reaching out to him and talking to him a little bit, he recommended this paint, Chevy Engine Red, this color. This is the exact paint that he used to cover up his. And after talking to him, he said that it has held up well and that it matches pretty good. And it does say that it's acrylic paint, so it's really gonna be an experiment, see how well this holds up. And I mean, what do we have to lose? This was $6 on Amazon. So I'm gonna use some paintbrushes and this, and we're gonna see how it looks on the intake. But first, before I do anything, I have to clean up the intake because I have just dust on this from sitting. So I'm probably gonna sand this down a little bit and try and chip all the stuff that just comes right off. I'm trying to get all that off until I have some good smooth stuff. All right, so here's all my supplies. I have some paper towels, a rag, small screwdriver to get into some hard places, and then I'm gonna sand the edges to where there's no powder coat and where there's powder coat to try and smooth that out before I apply the paint. So let's get cleaning. Okay, so I just have some spots sanded down and it seems pretty smooth. You can't notice this harsh line too much. So I think I'm gonna start just trying to lay down some paint on this spot and this spot, and we'll see how it goes, and then maybe we'll move on to these lines in between. Okay, so right off the bat, after doing one thin coat, you can see that it looks a lot oranger than the Fiero's upper intake does. And if you get close, you can really see that color difference. But again, from 10 feet away, you can't really notice it at all unless you're looking for it. But I'm gonna wait for this to tack up a bit. And as you can see down here, there are some spots where it's not completely covering. So you're probably gonna do another coat over it. But what I did to try and reduce the big difference in the color was I actually took another paintbrush and a paper towel that was dry and had no paint on it, and I just kind of went around and just blended it in to the original Fiero powder coat. So it kind of blends a little better. So now while that's drying and I have to wait for that, I'm gonna go in with a small paintbrush and try and do these little cracks in here. I just finished doing the first coat on the little lines that go across the center, and it is actually looking pretty well. I don't think I've ever seen a Fiero intake manifold in person that has been all one color. I still have a few more spots to do. I still have to clean up a bunch because I have a bunch of dirt and junk everywhere. With how small this is, I'm not even halfway through this, so there's still a lot of paint left. It's probably been like 10 minutes. This down here is already tacky, so I can probably apply the second coat to that. So now that I'm letting all this dry up here, I'm focusing on this valve cover right here. I'm just using some brake cleaner and a paper towel, and look how it's turning out. This is what I've done, and then this is what I haven't done. This is only one swipe too. It's gonna look great, so let's get this valve cover done. All right, so I just finished cleaning up the valve cover, and it looks pretty good. I put some paint on the lower part down there. It is still wet, but overall, it is looking pretty good. And I did notice, after the paint started drying, it darkened up a bit, and it blends in a lot better with the color of the Fiero intake manifold. Like on here, you can barely tell there's a difference. You can see the little ring around where it is, but it is basically the same color. So what do you think? For $6 and a little bit of paint, you can completely change the look of your engine bay in your Fiero. I think it looks 10 times better than what it did, and I am happy with it. I'd like to give a big thanks to Fiero A80 for helping me out with this paint and giving me the whole inspiration to do this video. He is the one who actually helped me find it on Amazon and gave me the exact color of it and helped me along with the whole thing. So if you aren't already, make sure to subscribe to him. He is currently working on an 87 GT, which has also been sitting for a while, just like mine. The paint will be in the description below, only $6, and it makes your engine bay look great. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you'd like, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.